Hi everyone, my name is Chris Lovern, and this is my presentation on the leadership quality of discernment. I hope you enjoy my presentation. In the Bible, in the book of Proverbs, the famous King Solomon wrote these words: "It is the glory of God to conceal a thing, but the honor of kings is to search out a matter." This means that leaders in all areas of life have the pleasure and duty to seek the truth in every aspect of their personal and professional lives. Author John C. Maxwell describes discernment as the ability to find out the root of the matter, and it relies on intuition as well as rational thought. To seek the truth and separate it from falsehood is how leaders can exercise the quality of discernment in all situations, because, more often than not, discernment involves knowing the difference between what is completely true and what is only partially true. Several years ago, when I was in high school and early college, I waited tables at a local Italian restaurant. One day, a woman and her son walked in, and I was responsible for taking care of them. They were typical customers looking for a family meal. She ordered herself a pasta dish with diced tomatoes, and she ordered her son chicken strips and fries. Their food came out reasonably quickly, and after I brought it to them, I came back to make sure everything was to their liking. The woman said yes, but not with much energy. I didn't want to pry, but I made sure to serve them especially well during their time at the restaurant. Then, once I brought them the bill, the woman finally opened up about the problems I suspected she had. She actually didn't like her dish. She said it had too many tomatoes in it. And she also said her son's fries were cold. I apologized for their subpar experience, but they had already eaten both plates of food. In my professional opinion, I believe two alternatives were possible. Either she didn't know what she ordered and was embarrassed to say at first she didn't like it, or she was spinning a story to try to get a free meal. I didn't know which was more likely, but regardless, they had already eaten, and so they were paying. After a moment, the woman paid for her and her son's food, and they both left without voicing any complaints. My discernment allowed me to notice something was up, but more importantly, it helped me remember to let sleeping dogs lie. To improve your own discernment to help you seek the truth of a matter, follow these 3 steps recommended by John C. Maxwell. First, analyze your past successes. For example, I only knew something was up with my customer because I had served many other customers like her. I had heard my fair share of sob stories, but I have also heard some genuinely valid complaints. I reached back into my memory of successful customer interactions to help me discern the truth of the matter and make a decision. Second, learn how others think. I'm no psychologist, but I've interacted with my fair share of people while working in a restaurant setting. In cases like the one I mentioned, it's perfectly possible for a customer to misunderstand what a menu item is, especially if it's in a different language. It's also perfectly possible for people to stretch the truth or even openly lie just to try to get some free food. Because I knew people could think in these ways, I was able to exercise discernment. Third, listen to your gut. In my case, I intuitively knew something was wrong with my customer. I just didn't know what. But even though I didn't know exactly what, I knew I shouldn't handle the situation like everything was fine. I should handle it as my gut suggested. Proceed with caution, thus allowing me to exercise the quality of discernment. That summarizes the leadership quality of discernment as described by John C. Maxwell. I hope you found my presentation both informative and enjoyable. Thank you for listening.